But for now, I'll pass over to Philippe, who is actually in destination. His backdrop is actually of Madagascar, and he will take you through his beautiful product, Voaara.
Hello, everyone, and welcome from around the world to Madagascar. We have a beautiful backdrop, but you can't see it because it just turned evening here. It's 7 o'clock here, and sun sets at about 6, so it's very dark right now. But anyway, I'm sitting in the vegetable garden outside. It's about 24 degrees right now, and that's pretty much almost as cold as it gets here in Madagascar, where we have temperatures between 22 to 32 degrees Celsius all year round, day and night. So that's something cool. So Voaara is a new barefoot luxury resort brand that was created by myself. You can switch to the next page. You can see the beach behind us there, which you saw. I was also the founder of Kiwi Collection, and I run a travel advisory service called PK's List, which is also a very handy app for those of you who want to see a lot of cool hotels. I have stayed in over 2,000 of the world's top hotels and visited 150 countries. And when I did a world tour a few years ago, just pre-COVID, I realized that having seen everything that's out there, I realized that barefoot luxury is something that I felt was really missing as a brand. There are some individual properties that are great, but as a brand, all the brands are aiming for, they're just raising the bar more and more and more. Six Senses has become more of a Four Seasons, and Aman is ultra luxury, and it's like fantastic product, but it's not for everyone. And I wanted to create something that I felt was no fuss luxury, basically barefoot luxury with all of the luxury amenities that you need, but basically for people that are well traveled and have seen pretty much everything. They want to be sort of a little bit back to reality, but of course having incredible food and incredible service and nice design, which are the three main pillars that I feel make a good hospitality experience. On the picture here, my wife is, who I've been together with for 21 years. She looks like a kid, but she's actually only 7 years younger than me. People always joke that I look like an old guy and she's still a hot young girl, but we are similar aged. The dog below is the most important team member of Madagascar. She is a rescue dog that we found at 6 weeks old, and we've named her Lost, as in our tagline, Lost in Paradise. So welcome everyone, and Alice, let's jump to the next slide. So we are on an island called Sainte-Marie, which is located off the northeast coast of Madagascar. Sainte-Marie is the lesser known island. Nosy Be has been the most famous island, which has been a little bit overdeveloped. I visited Sainte-Marie back in, actually 45 years ago. And what is incredible with this island is that nothing has really changed. It has, a lot of things. It's about 20, 30 hotels on it, but we are the only sort of 5-star property. We are located on the northwest coast, so we have sunset. And you arrive into Antananarivo, which is the capital, short for Tana. And you can fly here in as little as 20 minutes, or with the plane you see on the picture, which is a King Air, you fly here in 45 minutes, or if you take a caravan, it's about 1 hour 15, and a smaller Cessna is about 1 hour 30. So similar to when you fly to the Maldives, you normally take a small plane out, and that's what you do here as well. It's quite good connectivity. We have about up to 12 weekly domestic flights with Saradia or Madagascar Airlines. Of course, they differ a little bit depending on the season, but it's up to 12 a week. Normally 7 is probably the least it does. And then what we have done recently, we have changed. So we have shared private charters available at pretty much any time you have guests coming to us. So to make it easier, instead of having scheduled flights that you have to try to fit, we basically put in the shared private charters whenever there are guests arriving to make it easier for everyone. And once you arrive in Sainte-Marie, which is a 55-kilometer long island and 15 kilometers wide, it's about an hour by boat or by car through local villages, etc., with Madagascar's newest road that was inaugurated about a month ago. So we have a fantastic small road all the way up to our property, basically. So Voaara is a barefoot luxury beach retreat that I would say, the way I am positioning this property is instead of going to the Maldives, Seychelles, or Mauritius, you can now come to Madagascar, where the beaches are equally, if not better, and the water is incredible. It's between 25 to 28 degrees all year round. As you can see on this picture, we have a beach. Even on high tide, we have a beach, and best of all, it's not shallow, so you can actually swim. There's no coral or rocks to hurt your feet. There's no undercurrents. There's no big waves. My wife swims the bay every morning, and as you can see from the picture, the bungalows and villas are very close to the ocean, and all rooms are ocean facing, beachfront, basically. We have currently about 100 acres. We are just finalizing to have about 150 to 200 acres soon, but it's beachfront and tropical jungle all the way down to the beach. So it's very lush and beautiful here. We have 7 1- and 2-bedroom bungalows and 1 3-bedroom villa. We're currently constructing another 10 1- and 2-bedroom bungalows and another 6 3-bedroom villas and 4-bedroom villas. So we will be at 25 keys when we are done. There's a lot of activities both on land and in the sea, wildlife, adventure sports, and like a beautiful place to stay, just to relax. Our average stay so far has been 8 nights. We have a lot of people coming for 10 days, 12 days, 14 days, who are coming here just as a beach holiday. And this is the beach. We own this entire bay, so there is nothing to disturb you. And you can actually hike for another hour and a half in both directions, both north and south, without seeing one single building. You can see the sort of the beach huts here to the left. That is the spa cabanas, where we do spa treatments, which you'll see later in the presentation. But the beach is absolutely incredible, and we also have sunsets right in front of the beach. Next. So the style of the place is taken inspiration from places like Tulum, Trancoso in Brazil, Jose Ignacio in Uruguay, and it's a little bit of wabi-sabi meets African aesthetics. So a lot of details from the famous raffia in Madagascar. Raffia, funny enough, is a palm tree, which you can see on the right. So those are the paths leading to the bungalow through a raffia forest. And, the sunbeds are all made with driftwood and palm tree leaves, basically. And all bungalows have their own sunbeds right in front of their bungalows as well. Next. This is the bungalows. All of them are very, very close to the ocean. They are about between 60 to 90 square meters in size, with indoor, outdoor living, so including the terrace and the back bathroom, which is not really shown on this picture. But next one. This is a deluxe beachfront bungalow, and with a king-size bed. What's very special, with what I focus a lot on when it comes to your sort of comfort, we have beds from Devon that's called Natural Mat, one of the most comfortable beds I've ever slept in. And we have linens from Poland in linen instead of cotton. And then also all the luxuries like Marshall speakers, Nespresso machines, even Dyson hair dryers in all the rooms. And all the rooms have air condition over the bed with a system that's called it's called Evening Breeze, which is a Dutch system that has won the Queen's Award in in sustainability, so it takes a lot less energy, but it's perfect over the bed. These are the terraces, and as you can see, you're very, very close to the ocean, and you can basically run straight out into the ocean. So next. This is a 2-bedroom beach loft. This picture just shows that you have like the bedroom on one side, and then on the other side you have the actual living room, and then you have a bedroom behind with a big outdoor bathroom, and then there's a large bathroom on the other side. This is the master bedroom in the 2-bedroom beach loft, and then you can see the loft on the next picture. And this loft is about 40 square meters big. You just see like a small portion of it. And so the idea here is that if you travel with adult kids, you can actually also put an extra bed up here. But again, very natural feeling with everything. This is a 2-bedroom terrace suite. So it's two bungalows connecting with a terrace under a roof, but basically you have natural light and air coming through. So it's an indoor sort of outdoor living area in the middle. The 3-bedroom beach villa is steps away from the beach, but raised about 4 meters above. You can see on this picture that it has 3, large size bedroom, one of them that can be turned into twin. You have a nice dining area and a beautiful, lounge area as well. You'll see the real thing here. A pool that's about 9 meters by 4 meters. And these big barn doors then open up, basically a lot of driftwood we can see on the next page. So this is, the living area, and, again, an amazing sofa where, you hardly want to get out of the sofa because it's extremely comfortable, but it's all down pillows and things like that. This is the pool and the dining area outside, and very much using a lot of driftwoods. All these driftwood has been collected on beaches nearby by locals that we've worked with and paid them for doing that. This is a little bit of the very natural colors, very, very, it's sort of something for everyone, and I think that people feel very comfortable here, and that's the whole idea, basically. Next. This is, one of our main pillars. As I mentioned earlier on, I think that food is probably the most important pillar in hospitality, and a lot of hotels have a tendency to do different, like the same type of food. Sorry about that's lost here guarding me. So, but anyway, La Plage by Sarion, the main restaurant. The ceiling that you have is 18 meters high. And this was an inspiration of 2 of my favorite restaurants around the world. One is John Dal in Ibiza, and one is La Huella in Uruguay. If you go back to the former slide, Alice, please. Thank you. Our Spanish executive chef, Alex Sarion, is a guy that has worked for Kiki da Costa with 3 Michelin stars. He's worked for Nobu. He's worked for Tom Akins with 2 Michelin stars, and like Gavroche in London with 3 Michelin stars. And the food is basically Spanish Mediterranean with Asian influences and local produce. That's basically a fancy way of saying it's food that my wife and I love from all over the world. So we don't have a particular menu. We just love good food. And we also think that this seafood concept with 2 E's, so basically food you can actually see what you're eating, is very important. You can dine indoors, outdoor, and in fact, we have 6 different menus. La Plage by Sarion is our signature all-day dining. And then we have also a bar inside. You can jump to the next slide. So this is the deck, and then we have like an equally sized indoor area. Next. This is Alex Sarion. This is a assortment of tacos. As I mentioned, we have many different menus. One of them is a beach menu, so you can order in front of your bungalow if you just want to, be relaxed, where you have, a lot of things like tacos and Vietnamese salad rolls and, gazpachos and things like that. And then to the left, you have our herb garden. So a lot of the herbs, etc., are coming, locally from here. And then next, Le Grill is another restaurant where we've taken the concept of Spanish, Argentinian asado grilling, where we use coconut husks instead of wood. And that's not only for amazing taste, but it's also for sustainability. And this is something I learned when I visited Indonesia, and it tastes really, really good. It burns slower, hotter, and it gives a fantastic taste. And all of the produce is coming from here, except the South African Wagyu that we import, because we also like a little bit of extra good meat, even though the local Cebu is a fantastic meat. We have a bird's nest, which we've taken inspiration from places like Tulum and Segera in Africa and many other places. And this was a very ugly water tower, which is still a functioning water tower, but we dressed it up and made it perfect for sundowners, whale watching during the humpback whale season, and stargazing at night, where we set up, for romantic viewing if you want. And then underneath, we actually serve sushi. So because our chef has also worked for Nobu, and we have a lot of amazing fish in the Indian Ocean, we do private sushi dinners for up to 8 people in the sushi nest, as we call it. Next. Of course, we, sometimes when you're on vacation, you just want to grab a pizza and a movie. And that's, yesterday I Madagascar for the 55th or 65th time, I think. Every single guest that comes here and watch a movie, we have a long list of great movies, but Madagascar is pretty much 90% of the time. And Madagascar 1 is the one everyone wants to see, adults or kids. And then what's better than getting a little bit of popcorn served, and then a nice pizza and maybe a nice glass of wine. And of course, we do these private beach dinners where we do a little bit dugout on the beach. So you sit basically eye level with the ocean, and then we set up a beautiful pit fire next to you. That's Franco in the background, who is also our bartender, which you'll see on the next page. Franco's Bar, which was named by him after him, because he was one of the originals when we bought the place. So it has a really nice barefoot vibe, and this is perfect for sundowners. And here we have another menu. If you just feel like having tapas one night, you can come here and just sit and have tapas and drinks all night long. And we have a little bit of a beach club going here. So a little bit of Ibiza comes to Africa, where if you want to be a little bit more social, listen to good tunes while you are sun tanning, we have 10 sun beds, basically like a mini beach club as well. Next. Beachside spa treatments, of course. What's better than having a sunset spa treatment? Our ladies have been trained by our favorite masseuse therapist from South Africa, who's come here and trained them. And now these guys are as good as she is, and they are absolutely incredible. But we have a range of massage treatments, but we keep it fairly simple, with, of course, a lot of the essential oils which are made here in Sainte-Marie. We have a lot of activities, some that are included, snorkeling. We have 2 house reefs next to us, where you can spot about 40 different fish and 40 different corals that still have a lot of colors. Visibility between September to April, which is the nicest time of the year for weather-wise, you have up to 50 meters of visibility in the ocean. I would rank Madagascar. I've been diving all over the world, and Raja Ampat in Indonesia is probably the best. And Madagascar is ranking about 7 or 8 out of 10, I would say. So good diving. You can see a lot of things, but there's it's more nice coral gardens, beautiful fish, and amazing visibility. Yoga, of course. We do, just go back 1 second, Alice. So we do yoga, we have stand-up paddle boards, we have mountain biking, we have e-bikes, which is basically something that we do not charge you for. Yoga is done 3 times a week, and then we can do private lesson. We also have surfing, which is amazing. We found this wave 45 minutes from us that was lost since 2012 when the South African world champion in surfing found it, but then unfortunately he died a few years later and never got the chance where this wave was, but we found it again, and we now have the, almost you can say, naming rights to it, but it's a world-class wave. This is half the size it gets. So if you know how to surf, we can bring you there for day trips, but we also have a house wave just nearby for beginners to intermediary, and we have the Madagascar national coach in surfing employed by us. Outdoor cinema, which I did yesterday, as I mentioned, stargazing, of course. We are building a real gym, but we also have a jungle gym where you train outdoors, but the real gym will be up and running in about 6 to 12 months. And amazing hiking, both as I mentioned, you can walk for an hour and a half in both directions, where you just see beach after beach after beach with amazing rock formations and beautiful nature, and you won't see a single building for a long, long time. Other activities that we charge for: whale watching, June to September. You have one of the largest migration of humpback whales who choose Sainte-Marie because they come here to calf and to mate. So technically speaking, humpback whales come from Sainte-Marie since they're born here, many of them anyway. And it's a beautiful thing. But to be very frank with everyone, I think that June to September has historically been the top season for Sainte-Marie because of the whales. But now with us offering an incredible beach destination as well, I think that if it wasn't for the whales, I would say that June, July, August would probably be low season, since it gets a little bit colder, down to about 22 degrees, and with a little bit of wind and rain sometimes. It rains maybe 30 to 50% of the time in June, July, August. You will definitely get amazing days, but you will also get rain. But if you come for the whales, it's fantastic. We're always sold out during this period of time. So for people that want to see whales, it's great. But other than that, I would say September to April are the best times of the year for good weather, which you have January, February, March, which is known as the cyclone season, which sounds scary, but it's exactly like the Caribbean hurricane season. It just means that you have the best weather, a lot of heat. Here it gets up to 32 degrees, but you have a risk of a cyclone. But in the area where we are, we're quite protected. So far, touch wood, we've been exempt from heavy cyclones. The last one that hit Sainte-Marie was in 2008. You can do sunset pirogues, some champagne, and go out on a traditional fisherman's wooden boat. We have PADI scuba diving. We currently bring PADI dive masters here with all the equipment, but we are also building a PADI scuba center where you will be on site. A lot of deep sea fishing, wing foiling, which you can see here for those who want to learn it or people that know it. And then quad bike tours are incredibly popular, where we take you to completely deserted beaches on the other side, on the wild side of Sainte-Marie, and etc. We do castaway picnics, private dinings. The pirate cemetery is a must visit, where Captain Kidd lays buried. But what's interesting with Sainte-Marie is that in 16th, 17th century, there was a lot of pirates here, and actually just about 2 months ago, they found the largest, most valuable pirate treasure ever found, valued at approximately $130 million. And it's currently being collected, and it's quite remarkable, the amount of things that they have found here. But it's a cool pirate cemetery to take a picture of and, to visit. We do lemur day trips. And when we say day trips, we are not a lemur destination, but we do have, we can fly into King Kong Island. It's actually called Nossi Mangabe, but more popularly known as King Kong Island because it was the inspiration of the first King Kong movie in 1937, and they got inspiration for the Skull Island, which was this particular island, and that's a day trip. We do have lemurs on Sainte-Marie, but it's more semi-domesticated in certain areas, so you can always see them. And then, of course, massage treatments are some of the many extra activities that you pay for. Rates, something interesting, being a travel advisor myself, I felt that a lot of hotels are having the complete incorrect pricing strategy, where a one bedroom compared to two bedroom, a two bedroom is always like 3 or 4 times more expensive than a one bedroom, and a 3 bedroom is probably 5 or 6 times more than a one bedroom. We wanted to make it cheaper the bigger you book. So per room basis, it actually goes down in price. So as you can see here, a 3-bedroom beach pool villa is $3,895 compared to 1 bedroom that's $1,495. So just because you have more children or bigger family, you shouldn't be penalized in price. So we basically have set these prices, and these rates are based on full board for the room. So it's full board, breakfast, lunch, dinner included. And another thing, a pet peeve that I have with hotels is that festive rates are always like double or triple the price. We only increased 30% because we felt that we want to have the same type of guests, whether it's Christmas or off season. So that's the idea here. And we've also removed all of the extra fees for like New Year specials, or like a mandatory New Year's dinner, or Christmas dinner or whatever. We just serve great food all year around. So, and we set up a nice little New Year's party, and there's no extra fees for that. So that is Voaara. This is our sunset. That's our beach in the background. And we are, I would say, the way to sell Voaara, to help you guys who doesn't know Madagascar or doesn't know our destination, I think that there are 3 ways of selling Voaara. Number 1, I would sell it as a standalone beach destination, who can rival the likes of Seychelles, Maldives any day, or Mauritius, Zanzibar, or Mozambique, because the beaches are incredible. Or you sell it as a post-safari trip. We've had lots of Americans here already, in particular, that are doing post-safari, and with direct flights from Johannesburg and Nairobi, which are the 2 safari hubs, it takes only 3 hours to actually fly to Antananarivo, and then we'll meet you on arrival and get you straight to Sainte-Marie by sunset. And the third way of selling it is for those of you who want to sell a wider Madagascar itinerary. We have put together a light version, sort of a medium version, and a heavy version. If you want to do like a bigger itinerary, we can help you to guide you where the best combos are. And then in those cases, I recommend ending with Voaara. For those who wants to see the singis, which are the pointy rocks, the lemurs or the baobabs, and also not to miss Antananarivo, the capital, which is a melting pot of Asian and African culture, and it's a very beautiful culture, and with great restaurants and actually some cool things to see. I always recommend people to maybe stay a night there, or at least do a day trip or something like that. So that is Voaara, and for all of you to know, Voaara, as I mentioned, is a brand. The second Voaara is opening on December 2026 in the Grenadines in the Caribbean, and it's on a private island, and we're currently constructing. So Voaara in Malagasy means sacred nature or forbidden fruit, whatever you prefer. And the palm leaf is the traditional Ravinala, national palm in Madagascar, or more known as the traveler's palm, which comes from Madagascar. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you can always email me or contact Small World. And I think that maybe if you have some questions, we can just go through them now and answer something right away.